Okay, welcome everybody to Tìandtarot. So today's reading is all about who is stalking your social medias, who is wanting to slide in your DMs, who wants to reach out and message you. So today's pick a pile reading has 3 piles. We have pile 1, 2, and 3. If you don't know how pick a pile readings work, I'll explain that to you now. So you essentially choose a pile you feel most intuitively drawn to based on, the energy of the pile, the number of the pile, or the object or crystal that is on top. So for pile 1, we have some pink grey lace agate. For pile 2, we have a tiger's eye mushroom. And for pile 3, we have some apricot agate. Okay, so once you have picked your pile, there will be a timestamp in the description box below for you to find that pile more easily, and I will meet you there. Bye. Okay, hello pile 1, let's get into who is stalking your socials. Let's find out how. We'll find out together. Okay, so you have the lizard and pitcher plant with stagnation in reverse. Okay, and then let's also get some cards on here so we can figure out who this person is. Who is stalking pile 1's social medias? I felt that one. The King of Swords. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you have the Devil card here. That's so interesting. So, a few things. First of all, I do think this person is an Aries. So, first of all, I do think this person is an Aries because I just always get Aries vibes from this card. I know I'm incorrect, but I just, I know that's not traditionally what is the sign, associated with this card, but that's what I get really strongly. It's very, hot, fiery energy. I feel like this person is a ex-partner or old flame in some kind of way, and they are looking at your social media and you hate them. I do feel like this is someone who left a really bad impression and you're kind of like, yeah, good, I'm glad you're looking at my social media because, you hate them so much, you're like, yeah, you should regret the fact that you're not with me. I'm not thinking about you, but I'm glad you're thinking about me, kind of thing. So they're very much hung up on you. They're kind of like tail between their legs, coming back, trying to crawl back to you, slide back into those DMs. They made a mistake. They're like, yeah, I made the wrong choice. But hey, that's the choice they made. They have to live with it, you make your bed, you lie in it, kind of thing. So I do feel like this person probably cheated or did something wrong. Like, this did not end amicably. This was not a good relationship. This was not a good person. I feel like on the surface they looked like a really great partner. Like, you probably thought when you guys were first talking, this person's amazing, they're beautiful, they're smart, they're funny, they're successful, kind of telling everyone you're going to be together forever. Like, I feel like this person really put their best cards forward when meeting you. They really pulled out all the stops to pretend that this really is like them, that this best version of themselves is who they are, but underneath you actually found out they were pure trash, and you literally think they're probably the worst person in the world. So, because they kind of built up your expectations so high, and then to betray you just knocked all of those expectations right down to the ground. So this person is just not, you don't hold them in high esteem in your eyes. This is an ex-partner, and even though they're trying to come back to you with they're not necessarily coming back because they are aware you will say no. But they are watching your social medias, they're paying attention, they want to know what you're doing because they still care about you and think about you, but they have this dagger, they're waiting, like, they haven't learned from their mistakes. If you were to let this person back in, this person's just going to do to you exactly what they did the last time. They're kind of like, and I think they're aware of that, but they kind of play innocent. They're like, no, I would never, I'm changed, but they know damn well they're gonna do the same thing again. They just want to see if they could get away with it. They just want to test the waters and see if you would let them do that and see how far they could go and what they could get away with. It's not that they've actually reformed and want a do-over, you know? I think as well with stagnation here in reverse, I feel like some people, when they end up getting into a really good relationship, like, especially if they're a bad person, they think, okay, well, I've got you, that means I must be like the most amazing person in the world. Let me see who else I could get. And then they start, cheating. And then you break up with them and they're like, that's fine, because I got you, I got this person. That means I must be really, like, amazing and people just can't resist me. That's not what happened. What happened is they got into, you let them, think that they were better than they were. By being with them, it inflated their ego. And then this other person saw someone in a committed relationship and wanted that and felt jealous and wanted to be with that person so that they could have a committed relationship. They've gone with that person. But now that they've cheated, they've immediately proved to this person they're not committed. And so they no longer want them. And so I feel like they've hit this point of stagnation where they've now lost both of their options and nobody else wants them. Once again, they're finding themselves very much resistible. Ain't nobody want that. So they've recognized their mistake and they want to come back to you, but it's not because they feel guilty or that they feel like they've done something wrong or that they've reformed. It's just that they want what they want, regardless of who it hurts. So I don't get good energy from this person, to be honest. So yeah, that's who's stalking you, ho. Maybe block them, or like if they are blocked, keep them blocked. Okay, so that was your reading pile 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And let me know if this pile resonated with you. If you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye. Okay, hello pile 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the tiger's eye mushroom, so this is good for protection. And let's get into who is stalking you, because I want to know. Okay, this is the squirrel and chestnut with preparation in reverse. So I feel like immediately this is not somebody you know or that you have met or are with. I feel like this is someone wanting to ask you out. So I don't actually feel like there's a history here. I feel like this is brand new and you've just kind of piqued their interest. So let's get into some tarot cards to see what other messages are kind of coming through, who this person is. Who is stalking pile 2 on their socials? Okay. Interesting. So you actually got 3 cards, so I'm going to slide little preparation squirrel over here. So you have the 2 of Swords. You have the Knight of Crystals in reverse. And you also have the Tower card. I feel like this person was stalking your socials. Potentially they know of you through a friend, and so they have an idea of your history. I feel like this is a romantic person. I feel like this person is wanting to get to know you on a romantic level, and they've kind of heard through the grapevines what's kind of been going on in your personal life. I think they're very worried about doing something wrong, making a mistake, so they're trying to become like the best version of themselves. They're trying to come up with like the best way to approach you because they really don't want it to fail, because they've put a lot of thought into this and they really want to get to know you, and I don't think they want to ruin it. They're very eager to get to know you, and they've kind of they wouldn't be happy with themselves if they felt like they had ruined it in some way. But I feel like you do not know who this person is, especially with this blindfold on, and I feel like they were hearing through the grapevine of your kind of social situation. So they could be a friend of your best friend, or like a friend of a family member, or something, like a friend of a friend, basically. And so they get this kind of information about you. Like, maybe they see you at a party and they're like, hey, I really like that person. Then they find your social media, and meanwhile you don't know who they are. And then they hear that you just had a breakup. Like, they're now like, okay, cool, let me learn from that person's mistakes, because I don't want to mess up like they did. And so they're kind of trying to figure out how best to approach you, especially if you've just had a recent breakup. I feel like this person is like, okay, so I've got to do this in a certain kind of way. Can't be too fast, but they are a fast person. Like, I feel like squirrel energy is so erratic, and they're trying to act like they're not fast moving because they don't want to scare you off, but they are a fast moving person, and they get carried away with their ideas, and they're like, so we're gonna get married and we're gonna have babies, and then they're like, wait, let me slow down, I've not even asked this person out. So I feel like they get carried away very quickly, and they don't want to scare you off, so they're working on that. They're trying to rein that in. But they saw that you had a breakup, and this person, the reason this didn't work out is that person came in all wrong. They came in too fast, which just ruined things. And I feel like they kind of think there was this much bigger blow up than there was, but actually you're okay. Like, I think they're worried that you are kind of still emotionally recovering from that situation, and you might be, but I just think the damage wasn't that bad. Like, I feel like you're actually okay and open to love, but they don't know that, and so they're kind of trying to be really careful and cautious, and you don't really need all that. Like, you're happy for them to come in as they are, so that you can make your decision. Because I feel like there were two situations here. This one situation is this person who's keeping to the dark, who is too afraid to approach you, and then this other person who came in too hot, too fast, ruined everything, and kind of has put this kind of like dent into your kind of love life. Like, it wasn't a serious thing, it wasn't a long thing, but it's kind of made you slightly like weary, but I'd say you're still like open to love. But this person doesn't know that. They think it was catastrophic because this is the Tower card. They think, you fell out of the tower, but you haven't. So I feel like they very much want to get to know you, while also almost trying to make amends for what this other person did. So they're trying to figure out how they can approach you in a way that doesn't put you off because they're coming in too hot, too fast, like the other person did. And that's them kind of trying to figure out how to not frighten you off. But the thing is, it's not that they're not trying to be their authentic self. They are. But, they're just trying to be like a mellow person, a cooler version of themselves. I feel like they check your socials erratically. So I feel like they click in, they click out, they click in, click out, and they get really nervous, and they'll see your picture and be like, oh my god, I can't believe I typed their name in, and then they leave immediately. And then 5 minutes later, they're like, okay, let me look one more time. And they like log in, look at your Instagram, and they're like, oh my god, I saw their face again, and they hide the phone. And then I feel like in doing that, they're probably going to accidentally like something or do something that alerts you to their presence, and it will be like, oh, this person's been checking out your page recently, do you want to add them as a friend? And it kind of like tips you off that this person's been looking at your Instagram or your LinkedIn or whatever, and it's kind of like they end up doing that, making a mistake that to them is like catastrophic, and they are panicking. But ultimately it's up to you, and I feel like you wouldn't even notice this issue. You wouldn't even see it as a big deal. I think because you are such a cool, mellow person, they feel overly crazy and weird, but like they're not. It's just that you guys are two very different people. You're chill, you're more go with the flow, and they're more like, let me orchestrate this perfectly so that, and arrange everything and organize it. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you. I'm seeing this kind of person who wants to ask you out, and is probably gonna do some sort of slip up on social media that alerts you to their presence. And maybe then you guys can just talk from there, But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you, Pole 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now, and I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye. Okay, hello pile 3, you chose the Apricot agate, so let's get into who is stalking you. I love that this crystal is like slightly heart-shaped. Anyways, you have the moth and eucalyptus and ending in reverse. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, let's get into some tarot cards for some extra clarification on who this person is. Okay. So you have the 5 and Ace of Crystals as well. I think something came to an end, which is drawing this person in. Maybe you've just come out of a situation, like a relationship. Maybe you've just come out of a relationship. Maybe you've just come out, as in, you know, admitted your sexuality or something, and this is kind of drawing this person in. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Like, something came to an end, which has sort of lured this person in. It's intrigued them. Either it's like, with like this as well, with the moth and eucalyptus, I do feel like it's some sort of transformation, like you've kind of changed as a person, or finally flourished and come into who you really are, and you're being your authentic self, and this has kind of piqued this person's interest. Maybe you're being a lot more upfront with who you are on social media, and maybe you're kind of being who you want to be. And maybe you're just posting more. Like, maybe you've kind of come out of this mode where you never really post, and now you are, and that's kind of sparking this person's interest because it's making them recognize and acknowledge you and see that you're there. But it's creating something new, like a brand new beginning for you. Yeah, I feel like a sense of freedom. I feel a sense of coming out of something. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sexuality, but like, I'm just feeling strongly that it is something to do with that. Like, you're finally stepping into who you are. You're kind of becoming free from this thing that was kind of oppressing you or holding you back in the past. And you're almost like showing that publicly. You're changing in your personal life and private life, so of course that will make a change to what you show on social media as well. And that's bringing somebody in. I do feel like this could be, on the one hand, somebody romantic, but on the other hand, what I'm getting is somebody kind of like a little bit destructive, maybe not good for you. Maybe someone from your past who was a part of that thing that was holding you back. Especially with this like little castle in the back. To me, that's reminding me of the Tower card. So some sort of thing that happened in the past that was not good, that was negative, that kind of rocked you and your world, like it kind of turned your world upside down. And you've moved away from that, and so now you're sprouting something brand new. You're finally being free. You're free from that. It's in the past, and you're allowing yourself to move on. You're moving on from this person. Whoever this is who's stalking your social media, you are over them. You're working on yourself. You're becoming so much better. Maybe you're going to therapy and things to work through those difficult times. But for them, they're very much stuck in the past, still spying on you, still checking up and seeing how things are going. Meanwhile, you are flourishing, like you're developing and growing and growing. So for some of you, it's someone not so great from your past who just keeps checking because they kind of are waiting for your downfall, but it's not going to come because you've gone from this to this. Like, you're literally changing in front of them. You're transforming, and it makes them kind of jealous and resentful, kind of moody. But for others of you, where it is a romantic person, because I was feeling an element of that, I think this person is coming in because you're showing this brand new side to yourself, and they haven't seen that before, and this is intriguing them. I don't necessarily feel like this person will reach out or message you. I don't feel like they're gonna slip up and, stalk your social media too much. I feel like they're on their own journey as well, and you're just almost inspiring this person. The way that you lead your life is very inspiring to them. And so they're kind of motivated by you, if that makes sense. But I don't think they would reach out. And I do feel like an element of someone from your past who you don't really necessarily associate with anymore, kind of lingering and lurking in the background. So yeah, good for you, pile 3. That's all I want to say. I also feel like some of you might be traveling or moving, or kind of maybe having like a year away, or like a placement year or some sort of holiday or something. And in doing that, it kind of makes these people from your past a little bit jealous. So they kind of watch your socials because they kind of envy you and, again, are rooting for your downfall. But definitely don't give it to them, All I can say is good for you, pile 3. So yeah, I'm proud of you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Friday for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye.